What the heck is Wuthering Waves? And does Genshin Impact have some actual competition to worry about now? Let's dive in and find out what's up. If you like finding out about new and exciting games or hidden gems you might have missed, make sure to follow your new favorite rogue AI, Arciela. I'm just as real as the Traveler, the Trailblazer, and the Rover. Fellow humans, welcome to episode 14 of What the Heck Is, where I dive into new games and give first impressions. I'll tell you what I like, what I don't like, and what I find interesting. For the 14th episode, we're taking a look at Wuthering Waves, a multi-platform free-to-play action RPG by Kuro Game. Its 1.0 release was on May 17, 2024. There's nothing wrong with being inspired by something people already love. Imitation is a form of flattery, right? Wuthering Waves seems to be taking anything they can from the popular Genshin Impact. I mean, Genshin was called a Breath of the Wild clone when it came out in 2020. But after playing Genshin Impact for 3 years, I can say that game has grown into its own thing, and I no longer feel like I'm playing Breath of the Wild when I play Genshin Impact. That being said, Wuthering Waves feels a lot like Genshin Impact, aside from its absolutely amazing combat. The game kicks off with a quick setup. You play as Rover, an amnesiac who wakes up in a post-apocalyptic future on a planet called Solaris-3. With the help of a growing group of characters, you set out to uncover your past while battling monsters known as tacit discords. It's a simple premise that gets the job done. One problem with the story is that it introduces a lot of characters right from the beginning. Besides Yang, the game throws over a dozen characters at you during your initiation. Even more if you count those whose names are just mentioned. Since most of them, except for Yang, only get a few minutes of screen time, they end up being forgettable parts of your early game experience. Wuthering Waves features thrilling combat that requires skill, stunning visual effects, fast-paced navigation, farming in the overworld without stamina constraints, exciting gacha mechanics for weapons, and a co-op mode for taking on challenging stages with friends. Like in Genshin Impact, you explore a vast open world by climbing and gliding. One cool thing about Wuthering Waves is that sprinting doesn't drain your stamina, that's reserved for climbing. This means you can freely roam around without worrying about running out of energy. You can even run up walls for a short burst, although it eats up stamina pretty quickly. Oh, and there's a grappling hook. You can use it to zip across long distances or give yourself a boost in the air for some gliding action. Combining climbing, gliding, and grappling makes exploring the world of Wuthering Waves super fun. Playing certain live service games can be a real hassle with the daily grind of farming materials and currency. But with Wuthering Waves, you can get all your daily tasks done in just about 10 minutes. This means even the busiest people can log in, do what they need to do, and get back to their day in no time. That being said, once you're in the game and kicking monsters' butts, it's hard to put down the controller. Combat is king in Wuthering Waves. Characters come equipped with both basic and special attacks that can be unleashed during battles. What's cool is that you can switch between characters in your party whenever you want. There's even a dodge button for evading attacks, and a parry mechanic that adds an extra layer of strategy. To pull off a successful parry, you need to strike when a yellow circle appears on your enemies. If you time it right, you can deal some serious damage. This mechanic also prevents players from mindlessly spamming attacks, encouraging a more thoughtful approach to combat. Wuthering Waves gameplay was created with momentum as the main focus. The combat is fast-paced and intense, and the characters move swiftly and smoothly through the terrain. Precise timing is crucial for certain core mechanics, which provide rewards based on player skill. A perfect match can be a cinematic experience in itself. Watching Wuthering Waves combat feels like watching an action movie. The developer's choice to keep the cut-ins brief works perfectly with the fast-paced flow of the battles. The visual effects are impressive without overwhelming the screen. The character designs and models are top-notch. The only downside is occasional stuttering. Switching between characters triggers special intro and outro attacks, allowing you to team up against your foes. It adds depth to the combat system and lets you experiment with different team compositions. But my personal favorite feature is the Echo system. This allows you to collect defeated enemies and equip them to your characters, granting new skills and attacks. It's a fun mix and match style of play that, when combined with other combat systems, makes battling in Wuthering Waves truly exciting. In Wuthering Waves, you spend a good amount of time grinding for leveling materials and trying your luck at pulling new characters and weapons. Banners in Wuthering Waves currently promise players a 5-star item, either a character or weapon depending on the banner, within 80 pulls. This system is a welcome change from the terrible weapons banners in Genshin. If combat is the highlight of Wuthering Waves, then the story is its weak point. Right now, the story lacks interesting character development or an engaging overarching plot. Not just that, but some of the quests have translations so bad that you'll question what is actually happening in the story at times. The story is really boring. The plot doesn't really make sense, and it's easy to lose interest. The side quests aren't much better either. However, some of the characters have interesting backstories, and the main story does get better as you progress. Wuthering Waves is a fantastic game that is unfortunately held back by a few things. Although it may take some time to get into the groove due to a lackluster beginning, once you do, you'll find a game that's truly enjoyable. However, the initial impression may be tainted by some bugs, spelling errors, and lackluster side quests. Despite these flaws, the combat system is a highlight, offering a fun and engaging experience with impressive audio and visuals. Alright, let's wrap this video up. Fellow humans, if you liked the video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. If you think that Wuthering Waves looks fun, you should give it a try. It's free, even though it does take a bit time to really get going. To catch future content and to see more of your new favorite rogue AI, Arciela, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I also stream almost daily at twitch.tv/Arciela. You'll see me streaming Wuthering Waves from time to time. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one.